Hello and welcome back to the Loud Mouse Podcast, the only podcast on the internet that is matter to people. There you go. I'm your host, FPS Diesel.
That one.
Along with me as well is Quate.
Hiya, it's me,
and
Patrick
Spartans
Starr.
Wild.
Thanks. I really appreciate the pronunciation of my name. It was very on point. Usually people get it wrong.
Put
Usually
emphasis
say
on the
Wild
wrong
first.
syllables.
Shut
There
the
you
fuck
go.
up.
Diesel had 12 pounds of meth before this podcast.
If
episode.
I had
Please
12 pounds of
excuse
meth, I'd just be dead.
You'd be dead.
I
as
would be
fuck.
very
Like,
dead, yeah.
Nah, Diesel's really just that resilient.
I'm that used to meth that I can survive
He's built a
literally a
tolerance.
baby's worth of meth.
Could anyone survive that much?
No,
meth?
you would die.
Are you sure?
You would
Diesel
definitely
could.
die.
Diesel could
That's
survive
Florida,
that much
they
meth.
know. Dude, so you know how fucking I thought they already had this, but they said in the thing that they added states to the United States thing when you click it. I thought they already had states, but I guess not.
What?
They
in
added
YouTube
states to
datas.
what? Oh,
For
to YouTube data?
demographics.
Okay.
Yeah, so I checked, and my third one is Florida. So if you're watching from Florida, fuck you. Your state sucks.
Oh my god.
Wait, the third in what? Meth usage?
No. The YouTube analytics, like the third most watched state in the United States for my channel is Florida.
Yeah, but like you haven't even been to Florida. Why are you judging Florida?
The news.
The news that comes out of like I could look up news for where you live right now and get just as crazy headlines. Okay?
Absolutely.
Like you
But
shut
they're
the fuck up.
but
You had a
that's
school
not the
shooting
meme.
like 2
That's
days
not
ago.
the meme. Hey, excuse me. I'm not part of that. All right?
I hope so.
I didn't
I'm
do
not-
anything.
You sound like
I'm
Tyler the
innocent.
Creator in the one skit where he's like, I shut up, I'm not finished.
It's like the Goofy thing where Goofy's like, but gosh, I did it.
Gosh, I didn't think about that.
I'm gonna guess you didn't leave your house, Brandon. You didn't
When?
vote today in your local elections.
I was supposed to do that.
You were, yeah. You have to leave your house to vote. Weird, crazy.
I don't
right?
even have a state. I don't have a state ID yet.
Really?
Next
Oh,
month,
you gotta
yeah.
do that.
Because so you have to in Colorado, you have to wait 90 days to if you're not employed or own a business here, which I'm technically not either, because I'm self-employed. So I had to wait 90 days to get the ability to get the ID, and that time just hit. So I can get it within the next 30 days.
Well, let's just hope everybody in Colorado is so open to the idea of shrooms that they'll
they
just legalize
fucking
shrooms.
are, dude. They legalized weed for a reason.
Yeah, but
Like,
I feel like a lot of people would look at shrooms and go,
I mean, shrooms
"That's
is
not
just
okay." You know?
They didn't. It's not legalization. It's decriminalization.
Okay, well, that sounds like it's legal to me.
No, that's
Well,
definitely
it just means
that's
you can't get arrested
no.
for it, or like
decriminalization. Like they'll still probably confiscate it, but it means like you can't do hard time for like,
and
something
you'll get
that.
like a ticket or something. But like,
It's like how
Yeah,
they
they're fine.
decriminalize marijuana. Like you still can't own it, and you still can't
well,
like
this
own a
is the
dispensary,
first
and it's
step
still
to
a pain in the ass to
shrooms
get on
being
it. But
like legal.
Absolutely, I expect it by the
Yeah.
time I'm 21. Okay.
I don't know. I hear Joe Rogan talk about it. I'm like, I want to try shrooms. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, he talks about a fuckload of psychedelics. Like, it's ridiculous how much shit he talks about in that fucking podcast. He's like, I've done them all, and I'm like, what the fuck?
he had a comedian Anthony Jeselnik on who is really funny. I love his stuff, but they were like, yeah, one time I went up and I did a line of coke before I performed, and I could just not be funny.
Like
I-
I've made my way like halfway through David Dobrik's vlog catalog, and like they just make so many casual references to like having done cocaine in the past, and a lot of it's a joke, right? But then like fucking Jason, the 45-year-old man, will talk about having done coke as like a 20 or 30-year-old.
I'm not surprised.
There's no way. Okay, they live in California. They go to California parties like with famous people. They
They're
do
in
coke.
LA.
They've done coke.
Be specific. They're in LA.
Okay, they're in
Be more
LA.
specific.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
They've done coke. Come on.
I mean, I don't know about like the younger ones because coke isn't nearly as popular as it used to be, but definitely what's his name again? Jason
Nash.
Yeah, okay. So Jason Nash, he's older, right? So he when he was 20, that was like the coke boom. So
Coke boom.
That's a coke move. Coke
Yeah,
prices
it's
were
like
just that as a
soaring.
term is so
like
funny.
the 90s. That's when coke was like the shit. So it's like I'm sure he's done it before. Like I'm absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
Doesn't look too bad for having done coke.
Speaking of cocaine, Starbucks cup.
Oh my god, we're gonna
has
get sued for
nothing
that
to do with
transition.
anything. That has nothing to do with anything.
Hey, caffeine, cocaine, same thing. Just lower dosage.
I mean, yeah, when you think about it.
I mean, they both had the same effects. Just one's less likely to kill you.
One's gonna give you a heart attack, one may give you a heart attack.
Well, they both may give you a heart attack, but one's a lot more likely than the other.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones left the fucking Starbucks cup in one of their shots.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell's happening in Game of Thrones. I've never watched a single episode.
Same. I mean, I've watched like a couple first episodes, but that's it.
I have a conspiracy about the Starbucks cup, though.
It kind of looks like it belongs there. Like that's
it does.
Yeah, like it doesn't look super out of place, which is why I'm like kind of not surprised no one picked up on it when they were rewatching it, because it looks like it could be there.
They probably picked it up in post and they're like, well, there's no way we can go back and fix that now. You know,
they just fucking, they just put like a PNG of a big like wooden mug over this fucking cup.
Apparently, it's worth $2 billion it's worth like $2 billion to fucking Starbucks in free publicity.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what if this Starbucks cup was actually planted?
Was it even actually like? Was it specifically a Starbucks one?
Yeah, you can see the logo.
Ooh,
I'm dying. That's so funny.
Wow, you sound hilarious.
I'm dying.
I'm dying. I literally can't breathe, guys. I'm asphyxiating as we speak. Please call 911. I'm fucking guys.
Number 16. I'm physically dying.
Number 14. Taco Bell piss nachos. It reminds me of that one thing from Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's like the dude like just wearing like a fucking cowboy hat, like, and a normal shirt was just in the background of a shot. I remember that.
I mean, that kind of shit's just funny. I mean,
it's not like incredibly immersion breaking because it's like it usually just becomes a meme, but it's funny as shit.
Fucking Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones.
People have been like
so good,
so emotional about Game of Thrones on my timeline lately. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and meanwhile we're emotional about fucking Endgame.
I feel so left out. I mean, I know some people like who like physically weren't prepared for Endgame because it released right before apparently like a really fucking climactic episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, no, it was like an emotional roller coaster for fans to both. Cause,
it
was bad.
Life over.
I have no idea what's happening in Game of Thrones. I just know that they got ahead of the books now.
Yeah, they've been ahead of the books for a few seasons.
He doesn't finish books.
I'm pretty sure like he finished. No, like I'm pretty sure he already finished the series, didn't he?
No. The final book isn't out yet. While you were gone, Brandon was telling me he watches more anime.
Yes.
What anime did you watch?
I've watched majority of Hunter x Hunter.
Holy shit, that's a lot of anime, Brandon.
Really fucking good. I mean, like, it was over the course of like 3 weeks. And I was like, I'd watch like 3 or 4 episodes a night and then like go to sleep. Because it was like, animes, you blow through them so fucking quick. Because each episode is like a total of like 19 minutes of new content. And like 2 to 3 minutes for an intro. And then like a minute or 2 of like recaps from the last episode. And then the outro. So it's like 15 minutes of content, maybe 18, like something like that. It's not like a full 25 minutes of content each, you know. It's short.
They're so consumable. Like when I was watching JoJo on the flight to the UK, and like fucking like I was just into it.
There was like one episode. There was like a series of episodes of Hunter x Hunter where it's like they spanned like a total of 3 minutes of combat into like 4 episodes. like there was a point where the narrator was like, yeah, what was it? It was like only 3 minutes of combat has taken place. I'm like, it's been 4 episodes.
You think that's bad? Like I don't even know how people get into One Piece anymore. You know how long One Piece is?
I literally have been watching a couple of those. Like I started watching.
I can't like watch One Piece because it's so fucking long, and I hear it's amazing, but like. I don't want to watch something that's a commitment.
That's part of the issue I have with JoJo. Like, compared to One Piece, it's nothing. But like, there's 5
like
seasons to work through.
Okay, JoJo is like nothing, and a lot of people skip the first 2 seasons. Which I mean, the first 2 seasons are really good. But like, you know, once part 3 starts, pretty much like that's easy to keep up with.
When I start a show, I always check the season numbers to see if I should start it yet. And One Piece having that many episodes is actually like a plus for me because I'm literally never gonna run out of this anime. Like I did the math. It's like 300 hours of content.
I don't know. Like when there's so much of that one thing, like I feel like I'll get sick of it like 20 episodes in. I get burnt on shit.
I'm on episode I think it's 6 or 8. And like the thing that's really impressed me about One Piece is that the first season was like made in 1999, and the animation for 1999 is fucking amazing. It's great for being that old. I didn't realize it was that old. I thought it was like 2008 maybe.
Yeah, Brandon's really
like,
approaching the
it's
point
old.
where he's watched more anime than me.
I know, right?
becoming a
It's
weeb.
fucking weird. No, do not say that
No,
word around
you're
here.
not becoming a weeb because you're not watching like the weird shit that I watch.
Yeah.
Give
I'm
it some
watching
time.
I'm watching like the story shit for the most part because like I don't know, it's
I watch
they
the
all
porn
have-
for the plot.
I watch the hentai because I love the censored shit.
I love the animation
I
quality.
love the pixely dicks. Okay.
Oh my god. There is an anime, right? Okay, unrelated to hentai. Unrelated to hentai. Let me clarify.
There's
I know
an
it
anime
sounds
that's
related.
just like hentai
No,
and is
no,
on
no,
TV.
So, if you don't know what an isekai is, it basically means like another world or like alternate world, right? And basically, it's those animes where some like nerd guy gets transported to a video game in another like mystical world and
Oh.
it's like real. Yeah. So there's like 4 series that are really popular. There's one called Tanya Saga of Evil, where this asshole salaryman gets turned into a little girl.
What?
He's like an ass,
What?
and God punishes him by making him
See,
serve in like the
That's
military
such
as a child.
It's such a weird sentence. This asshole got turned into a little girl as punishment from God.
Yes,
Like-
yes, and they fight in like jetpacks, right? And so that's one of the isekais. There's also Overlord, where this guy is like basically Skeletor, except he wins all the time. That one's also really good. What else? There is ReZero, which is like that one has a lot of memes made about it. I don't know anything about it. I haven't watched.
I've been meaning to watch ReZero. Is a fucking... Somebody said that it was good coming off like the back of Sword Art Online when I was 12.
Well, Sao sucks dick, but
Fuck you, man! It's a guilty pleasure.
I guess so. I don't know. I can't get into it. But I hear ReZero is good. I haven't watched.
I think that's the one with like the fucking trap cat or something. I don't remember.
That is the one with the trap
Why
cat.
does anime have traps everywhere?
I don't know.
Like in Attack on Titan, I thought the blonde boy was a girl for the longest time.
Are you kidding me? Armin looks nothing like a girl.
The voice, the hair. Yeah.
No, you know who's? I think they're a man in the manga, but they're a woman in the anime. They're like the person with the glasses, and they're really interested in Titans, like to almost a fetishistic
Oh yeah, yeah. I know
degree.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. They are expressly called a man in the manga, and I don't know if that's a translation thing. I'm almost certain they are. But like, I'm almost certain it's a woman voice actor in the show. I don't know. It's really.
I mean, it looks like a woman in the show.
But they look the same in the manga. But it's like
Really?
They explicitly state it's a dude. But it's been a while. I haven't read the manga. in a bit.
Maybe does the sub version have like woman over it for Americans?
I think it's translation things. Honestly, I think it's
Well, I mean,
supposed to be
I've seen-
ambiguous.
I've seen some fucking errors in translations. Like I've seen like in One Piece, for example, the first couple episodes had like a few sentences that were like, "That's not English," you know. But like it's to be expected. Like I don't expect it to be perfect every time. depending on what
Crunchyroll
they use.
ends up doing like on occasion I've noticed like really weird translation issues because I've been like actually studying Japanese, that like I actually put down money and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, right?
Duolingo.
No, I also got Rosetta Stone.
You missed your Japanese lesson.
Is any of the are like what services like actually work for learning languages? Because like I've heard like Duolingo just does vocab shit.
No, Duolingo is actually really good, but you need to do it every day. It needs to be part of your daily like routine.
Or else Duolingo will kill you.
Dead meme.
Dead meme. Yeah.
Excuse me, it was like a week ago.
It was like a month ago, Brandon.
Okay, it was not a month ago. That is a complete exaggeration.
No, it was literally. I literally covered it
No.
in my March meme recap.
It died 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was popular around PAX. It was like a month ago.
Yes,
I
was
take
a
it
month
back.
ago.
I never said that. It doesn't exist. Thank you, Quite, for cutting that out. I appreciate it.
Of
Very-
course,
very nice
wild
man.
Spartans.
Thank you.
He.
I was gonna say something about anime, but I can't fucking remember.
I was gonna say something really insensitive.
Oh,
Forgot.
Okay, what the fuck, bro?
It was probably about sports.
Sports? How could-
sports.
People get really like passionate about sports. I
Hey,
understand it.
you listening? Your football team sucks. Deal with it. Okay, let's talk about Watchmen.
Let's talk about Watchmen.
How fucking dare you? My football team is way better than your football team.
Do you play
Anyways,
a team?
Watchmen.
Ball. Okay. Anyway, you guys know what you guys know what Watchmen is, right?
No,
I know. I know what Watchmen is.
Watchmen is a very influential graphic novel, Brandon. You uncultured young man.
Oh wait, I might know it. Hold up. I work better with like pictures than words.
You might have seen the Zack Snyder movie, and you've definitely seen the logo before.
It's a So what it is?
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
It's a DC comic, but it's not part of the DC universe. It's just like a very self-contained thing that was like supposed to be like the realistic take on superheroes and graphic novels, right?
Well, it's kind of like a critique of the genre.
Yeah.
In film, we would call that a revisionist kind of story. Basically, Logan also falls under this category. So Watchmen was kind of ahead of its time. At least the Zack Snyder movie was. But that one's like, it's like okay. I think it's one of the best of like Zack Snyder's movies. Definitely behind 300 though. But yeah, basically that's what it is. And you know, I was just thinking about it coming back. I think HBO is kind of the best way to do it because it gets pretty serious and gritty. But it's nice to finally get superhero stuff that's like gritty again since they canceled all the Netflix shows.
Yeah, like Gotham and shit.
I thought Gotham ended.
Gotham ended.
Yeah.
How long ago did they end it?
Dude, it's like 9
Few
seasons
weeks ago.
long. Yeah.
A few weeks ago it ended.
Okay.
Apparently it was really good, but I missed an episode in like the first season when it initially came out, and I never watched it again.
I watched the first season. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I just missed an episode and I couldn't be fucked because I was already keeping up with Arrow and shit.
See, I can't stand Arrow and the Flash.
Okay, the Arrow and the Flash had like pretty strong like first season, then like season 2 was my opinion for both of them. But like after that point, it just kept devolving into this like it's like I don't care about Future Flash. Like I don't give a shit.
Flash.
I don't.
Arrow season 1 and
this?
2, and then Flash season 1 are gold.
It's
And
like
then
they ran
I
out
think-
of content, and they're like, "We gotta make shit up." Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah, it's like it's Ra's al Ghul time. It's Ra's al Ghul time.
I
don't know.
can't get behind those shows because they're just like when I watch them, it kind of reminds me of oh my god, I know this show because my girlfriend talks about it when we're in the city. I'm gonna draw a blank here. I think it's Mean Girls.
That's a
Is
movie.
it? No, it's also a show. I'm almost certain
is it a
everybody's
show?
gonna
That sounds
fucking.
like a fucking
Don't
terrible
think it
show.
is.
Half of our audience is gonna just rip me.
I don't think it's a show, Diesel.
Oh my god, what
No?
is it?
Wait,
It's
actually,
definitely not a show.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
no.
I'm
I
going
think
nuts.
they're making it a show. Actually, now that we're talking about it,
I think it's a Broadway show
Oh
that
my
they might
God.
be making it into.
fucking me. I like how we're talking about dark and gritty, and you're like Mean Girls.
No,
Mean Girls.
Hold on.
That's like the rawest of the raw, bro.
I'm texting her right now. Hold on.
Hey, what's that show called? You won't shut up about.
No. She really enjoys it, and I know it, but I can't fucking remember the name, and it's driving me nuts right now. I need my help.
Welcome back to another episode of the Loudmouth Podcast.
Somebody stall.
Where Diesel forgets because he is old.
I'm not
Quite
old. I
doing a
have
good job.
bad memory because.
Well, while you're
caffeine in
stalling
my
this,
sleep.
Dude, why does
I
every
guess-
motherfucker have bad memory? Just take fucking vitamins.
just take vitamins,
Just
Luz. I
take
don't
vitamins.
think that works. I
That's
don't
like
think that's-
okay. Every fucking person I've talked to that's like, they're like, I have bad memory. It's like, do you have vitamin D deficiency? Like, yes. I'm like, fucking take supplements then. So that's my story. Who else is gonna stall? Because I don't like.
I had this topic I can put in pretty much anywhere, but like I wanted to talk about like you guys remember when I talked about the fucking elephant's foot, right?
Yes.
It's like this giant mass of like fucking corroded and radioactive elements that you physically can't look at with anything but a
Yes.
mirror, otherwise you will die, or not die, but the camera will melt. Well, there's this other thing I found called it's essentially just the largest living thing on Earth, and it's you can barely see it, but it's like a 2,385 acre wide piece of fungus, and it covers the entirety of like a national forest.
Well, that's
It's fucking huge.
That's a big mushroom.
I don't like fungus.
The fungus.
Yeah, it's the shit in
among
Last
us.
of Us that made them zombies.
It just doesn't sound like it never sounds positive. Like when you think of a fungus, you're not like that's a good thing. Like you think of foot fungus when you hear fungus. Like, you don't think of like something positive. Diesel, hurry up.
The most positive context I can think of Foot Fungus in is the Ski Mask song, which is quite good actually. I don't know.
Got me foot fungus.
the music video for Foot Fungus is sorry, I'm thinking of Faucet Failure, but Foot Fungus is a fun ass track.
Foot fungus? That's a song name?
Yeah, it's a Ski Mask
I
song.
thought it was a lyric. Oh no.
Nah, the thing is though, like Ski Mask is known for this kind of shit. Like one of my favorite lyrics of his is Drake and Josh, how we team your bitch.
Damn, it sounds like Pink Guy. He's stealing his thunder. Now he's gone.
I think they're mates.
I think they're mates.
He's been around since like before.
I mean, I wouldn't be
Pink Guy.
surprised. Obviously,
He was like back from SoundCloud and shit. Like him and X were frequent collaborators. Which so obviously XXX Tentacion.
I said Pink Guy.
No, I'm talking about X, but like just as like a way to date like where he's when he's from. But yeah, he's like one of those Florida SoundCloud rappers who like came up and like just kind of established himself from there.
Diesel, have you gotten your answer yet?
Hold on, I'm like close.
I forgot what the fuck we talked about.
I feel like we should really just be moving on to another topic.
I really want to figure this out right now. Okay, I'm
Can you just bring it up later? Just bring it up later.
Detective Pikachu looking ass.
Oh my!
Just fucking when you get the answer, we'll come back to it. But it's not that big of a deal.
Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty Little Liars.
That took you that long to come up with.
But what was the comparison for? Like, what about it reminds you of the scenario?
Like The Flash and all of those shows, they just have it feels like the same thing, like it's all the same production level. Yes, it just feels like a.
I mean, it was on the CW. Like, I don't know. Like the first 2 seasons of fucking Arrow were a lot of fun. IMO.
Yeah, I like the first 2 seasons, but like after that,
and the first season of Flash was just like a fucking fun ass ride.
Yeah, I don't know. These shows hit their climax with the villain, and then they're just like, "Yeah, we'll make more." And it's like,
okay, my show go time. Okay, bye.
Like, I'd rather be sad that a series went.
Okay. Also, let me clarify: the show she loves is Gossip Girl.
So
it looks like Pretty Little Liars.
That literally is a teen drama. I mean, you can just tell it the title, Gossip Girls. Like, I mean, is anyone else gonna speak, or am I gonna?
I don't know. We're just gonna keep. Let's talk about teen dramas. Who remembers Degrassi?
Drake can't walk. Drake can't walk. Spider-Man: Far From Home trailer. Are we talking about it, or are we gonna avoid spoiler time?
I miss Iron Man.
Let's talk about it. Okay, fucking Craig. You didn't.
What?
There's no warning.
Dude, it's been out so fucking long. Marvel's like, you can fucking do it now. Okay.
You could have at least just said something. You just said it.
If you're a fucking diehard Marvel fan and you haven't seen that fucking movie yet, that's on you. That's on you. It's been out for like 2 fucking weeks now, alright? That's on you. There's plenty
Brandon has no humanity, no empathy.
Bro, I fucking logged off Twitter for the fucking day before I saw the movie. If it was in the weekend, I would have logged off for 2 days. All right, it is your personal responsibility to avoid spoilers, okay? And if you don't want to get spoiled, watch it earlier. It's not that fucking difficult.
Not everybody can. Some people have jobs, Brandon.
Go on the weekend.
You know how hard it is to get a fucking ticket to Endgame, you asshole.
I got a ticket.
Do you know how hard it was to get one like that soon after release? Like seeing it early is not easy, especially with people with like non-flexible schedules.
Tisk tisk tisk.
Tisk tisk tisk. Normal people.
Okay, so let's talk about the trailer and enough about Brandon's elitism about getting into the movies early.
Bro, just go see Endgame. It's
hold
up. I need to say this. If you don't want to get spoiled, fucking log off social media. That's it.
Oh my god.
Because it's it's gonna be there regardless. I had that shit muted and I got spoiled.
Honestly,
I got spoilers the day after.
The spoilers we're gonna give don't have any context, so I don't think they carry much weight anyway. But like, I don't know. Maybe somebody will be bent out of shape about it, but I don't give a shit. If it's a good movie, go see it.
The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer released the other day.
I also want to say.
Oh god.
I posted a tweet on Twitter saying, "Hey, is it okay to post Endgame spoilers?" Most people said yes.
Of course they're gonna say yes. It's you.
There was like 3 people who were like, "No," and I'm like, "Well, fuck you. You should have seen it sooner."
Yeah, I should have
seen
why
that
did
tweet.
you ask? Yeah, why did you? Yeah.
Because if it was the majority, I'd be like, "Okay, I won't post memes about it yet." But it wasn't the majority. It was nowhere near the majority. So, yeah.
Well, I suppose it was inevitable.
Endgame spoiler.
It's no spoiler. It's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. No
Out of
context.
context spoiler.
To be fair though, those out of context spoilers are fucking great. Like if you see some of them before the movie, and then they just give you no indication of what they are, then you see them like, that was the funny Twitter meme.
There was barely any this year for Endgame. I remember for Infinity War, that's all I fucking saw.
Oh, I saw a bunch. It was like just a picture of Lebowski, fucking Fortnite.
I saw.
Yeah,
like
I didn't
4.
see any.
A really shit GIF of a 3D model of Hulk dabbing. I saw a lot, dude.
I didn't see many. I mean, I
Fucking
saw
Flinders got a 10-minute video at that bitch.
I saw Shrek dabbing as like an out of context spoiler.
That's good.
I saw an out of context spoiler. It was a screenshot of like fucking regular show, like where Mordecai has like like really long blonde hair and it's Rigby, and it's like just Shrek poorly superimposed onto the image.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was like my favorite one.
Anyways, so we're talking about Homecoming.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Far From Home. My bad. They're Spider-Man.
Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
what
don't know
about
why
it?
they chose home as the through line for this series. It feels a bit weird, but whatever. Far From Home, the villain is Mysterio, and supposedly in this movie he's from another Earth. But since Mysterio's a fucking filthy little liar, or a pretty little liar, if you will, people think he's not telling the truth. But people were like guffawing over the implications of a MCU multiverse.
Well,
I hope they
thing
don't. That's
is
gonna get real confusing.
I mean, they already have. They already did that with Endgame.
They
with
made
time
a
travel and shit.
statement that the quantum realm and like different fucking universes and shit were going to become like, really relevant in Phase 4.
Okay.
So
It's like I guess this is how they start leading into like the next level of weirdness.
Have you seen the articles that were speculating who's the next big villain of the MCU?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out where they go as well, because Thanos is like the most I want to say like
popular.
Now
well, he's
is.
popular because of the movies, but
Yeah.
like they'd have to like if they. I'm trying to think of like what villain they could build to over 10 years.
I don't read the comics, so I have no fucking clue. But I saw some people bring up Galactus. Like
Galactus possibly because they own Fox now, but I feel like they'd want to. Galactus eats
name.
he eats planets. That's pretty dope.
But that's such a lame name. It's like I am Galactus.
yeah,
It's
but
like,
people
that's
thought
pretty
Thanos
epic.
was a lame
that's
name.
like a Reddit username you make when you're 12 and get bullied
To
for
be
the rest of your
fair,
life.
Thanos is the name of a fucking like a Greek god of death or the underworld. I forgot which one.
Yeah, but that's
Or
cool.
it's based off of Thanatos. That's why it's dope though. But like names I saw being thrown around a lot was Annihilus, who essentially just wants to kill a bunch of
Who's
shit. So like
Annihilus?
they'd have. I think they'd have to like
Google
That's
this.
also
Annihilus.
a dumb name. It's like, what do you
Annihil-
do? I annihilate. Like
I think they'd have to like fuck around with a bunch of that shit. Now that time travel's been introduced, they could do Kang the Conqueror as well.
they could just do Thanos again.
That'd be.
There's
nah.
multiple Thanoses. They can just do Thanos.
There's multiple Thanoses, but like I don't need to see
Van-Eye.
Thanos for a third villain in the movie. It might sound dumb, but I'd love to see them revisit Ultron in a Guardians of the Galaxy storyline. Because like fucking like I don't know, Space James Spader as Ultron would be a lot of fun. I just love Ultron as a character.
I think an AI would be like an AI anime, like for Guardians of the Galaxy, would be really fitting, especially in space. But
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
mean
like,
Ultron's the de
specifically
facto one for
Ultron.
that, but like they set up Adam Warlock for the next Guardians movie.
That would be interesting. We're
Is
definitely
Thor
gonna get
gonna
more
be in
cosmic
Guardians
shit.
3?
Yes,
Probably,
he is. He's definitely gonna be in Guardians 3.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, you hear at the end of the movie he says as Guardians Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a reference to a comic.
That's also a great
called-
title for a
It's
movie.
it's just so weird to me though, because it's just like, I mean, like there was a couple memes I saw where it was just like, how did Spider-Man fucking how did what's his name again? Tom Holland? Yeah, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
How did Tom Holland do Spider-Man Homecoming movie with the spoilers in it? Because like the whole fucking movie's plastered with spoilers from Endgame and that kind of shit. And then like someone's like, fucking when James Gunn realizes that Thor is in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, dumb shit like that. Just stupid shit. Not
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know. I'm really here for like these kind of retarded crossovers and shit. Like some people are speculating that Namor, who is essentially like a Marvel equivalent of Aquaman, will
like an
appear in
evil
Black
Aquaman.
Panther. He's not even evil though. Like
He's like an anti-hero.
Anti-hero, but like he's on like he's on the Illuminati with Doctor Strange and fucking Tony
This
Stark.
shit's getting real fucking stupid.
It's comics. What did you expect?
No,
They'll
know.
find a way to ground it believably in the movies, I think.
Yeah,
But, like,
I don't
would
think
be-
I'd laugh if like Doctor Strange came out of the background and he's like, "We're in the Illuminati."
Can we?
I think
rate- can
I'd
we
be really
rate
down
Marvel
for it if
villain
Namor
names?
appeared in fucking in Black Panther though.
Can we rate Marvel villain names? Because some of them are good.
Actually,
but a lot of
yes.
them are bad.
That sounds like a fun thing. So, what was what was the first Iron Man villain's name other than Obadiah Stane? Fucking
It's
Warmonger.
Warmonger.
Yeah, Warmonger. There's a lot of mongers.
Yeah.
Warmonger and Killmonger.
I don't. I mean, it's like
Loki.
a 4.
Loki's just like works because it's just a name.
Yeah, Loki's like a 10 because it's just a simple name.
Yeah,
Loki's a good
Malekith
name.
works as a name, but like who cares about the character? Let's be real. Fucking Ego, the Living Planet. That shit's dope. Like
That's
you can't.
good. Yeah.
Ego's a good name. Red Skull's a good name.
Red Skull's
Red
a good
Skull.
name.
Yeah.
Galactus is shit.
about
Whiplash. Whiplash could have been a better name if the villain was if he had more birds, then I'd rate it. But Whiplash, decent name.
Ultron is a good name.
Ultron's like probably the cheesiest out of the main Avengers villains that are appeared in the movies, but I still like
thought
it.
I mean, it's like sweet and short. Like it's just simple.
I like it just, but like you said, it sounds like one of those things that you like make as a fucking 12-year-old. But like it's very 60s, 70s comic, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
And I
so.
love it.
mean,
I love
Galactus sounds
Ultron.
nerdy.
James Spader like made him fucking menacing though. I don't care what anybody says.
Kingpin's a good name.
Kingpin's a good name, yeah. What the Vulture fitting.
The
Mysterio.
more simple the name, the better it seems to go. 'Cause it
Carnage
feels
is
better.
good.
Carnage, Venom's good. Mysterio's fucking funny as shit. Cause like I'm so glad they did the fishbowl, dude. I'm so happy.
Juggernaut's good.
Let's
I'm
let's
just
do
looking
ones
at a
that
big
were
list.
I'm gonna do ones that were like just in the MCU.
There's one guy just named Wizard.
Wizard.
Fantastic Four.
Where's Big Wheel, huh?
I don't know. Control F.
I want Big Wheel.
He's not. on
He's a
this list.
Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man villain.
I want
who,
a Squirrel Girl
is in a
movie.
really big wheel.
That would be good with
They said
Deadpool.
Elon
Deadpool and
Musk.
Squirrel Girl.
That could be funny, yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Me-
Sandy Cheeks and Deadpool.
Squirrel Girl is more powerful than Sandy Cheeks could ever hope to be.
Shut
Squirrel
up.
Girl's more powerful than Thanos.
Captain Marvel could not touch Squirrel Girl.
I mean,
That's-
she can
these are
barely touch
facts.
Thanos. I mean, like, is that a spoiler?
You know? Oof. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
that
too late
hair.
at this point. It's too late at this
it is
point.
too late. If they continue watching after the first one, that's their fucking problem.
I threw away all pretense like after that long conversation about how you said fuck it, I'm gonna spoil the movie.
I mean, like, let's be fucking real though. Fucking Captain Marvel didn't do shit in Endgame.
No.
I think we talked.
I mean,
about
like
this.
she pulled the fingers real nice.
I mean,
She pulled
the
the
most she
fingers.
did was become
Pulled finger.
Karen and ask for the manager. Like that's the most that she did.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
You
She
know,
should have gone
they-
for.
There
She should
are
have gone for the
interviews-
undercut.
Oh, you go.
That was all I was gonna say.
Oh, oops, sorry. There,
like she was all hyped up to be like the solution to everything, and she's like, "I'm gonna hit him one
no,
time."
and all the interviews that she did were like that too. And I was watching a video. This guy was like analyzing like basically how to be charismatic. And he was analyzing.
saw that too.
Yeah, her good interviews versus her bad. And like she can just have like a good interview, but it was just like she became Captain Marvel and her head went up her own ass.
Yeah, he was like using examples of like Brie Larson, like handling interview questions and I think the thing he said in it was like assuming negative intent in ambiguous situations.
Yeah.
Like he didn't like make a statement on like whether he thought Brie Larson was annoying or not. He's just like, this is why some people like these are the kind of behaviors that you can avoid to avoid that presumption.
Yeah. But it's like she's had interviews where she's like charming and personable.
Yeah, like I'm sure like in person she's fine, but we've only seen.
If you assume everyone's out to get you, though, you're gonna come off as negative. 100%.
Yeah, that's assuming negative intent, you know.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can't do that because like that like at the end of the day, even if they are like that, just kind of makes you look like an ass because you're the one being recorded.
It's like when you're like if someone is coming at you with negative intent, assuming like approaching it like you're assuming positive intent can flip it on its head because
Yeah.
you're not like you don't really lower yourself to the bait, and if that bait wasn't there to begin with, then you don't have to deal with the confrontation of the fallout of it.
What we're gonna talk about with Spider-Man: Far From Home because we kind of just drifted off.
I don't know, now we're just roasting Brie Larson again.
I mean, what is there to really talk about? I mean, it kind of gave away a lot of the story, but like, what else?
In Far From Home.
Yeah.
I remember like everybody thought that like can we just full end game spoilers at this point?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
I mean, we've already
with the
done it
fucking like,
directly.
I remember thinking that like they just weren't gonna deal with the death of Tony Stark at all because I'm like, would they really share that with Tom Holland or so many people enough to make the movie about it? Like, but it seems like really centered around the fact that like Peter's trying to live up to the expectation of the dead once again. Like
Yeah.
he feels like it's his duty to be somebody that has died on him. I don't want to say died on him, actually. That's the wrong phrasing, but like a past role model, if you will. And he feels like he has to live up to those expectations, and he just doesn't get to live his life as a result of it. Especially when the face of the person you admired, who's dead now, is plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
That's gotta fucking suck.
Yeah, it does. Especially if you fucking witness him dying. You know? Like
it goes from like he watches you die, spends 5 years grieving over it, then you see him die as soon as you come back.
That's
Yep.
rough.
Yep, that is fucking rough. Oh my god. Jesus fucking. Oh, there was a fucking post I saw on Reddit, and they're like, it's like, no one thinks about all the people who committed suicide. Now I don't have a family when people fucking snap back. And then all the people who also had terminal illnesses that got snapped back into reality. And now they have to grieve over their family members again. Like there was a couple posts like that, and I'm like, damn, that's fucking dark.
It's fucking there's no win outcome like when you bring people back to life, because when you snap out half of like existence, you're gonna be snapping randomly, and you're gonna snap people that like are vital to the life functions of other people.
I mean, also there was also a post about how for the last 5 years they've been feeding half the population, so now they're gonna have a food shortage.
Because, that shit's fucking depressing as well, because they also like killed like half the cattle and shit were killed as well.
Yeah.
Now they're back though, so there's no problem.
No, but even okay, so in between those 5 years, think about all the nature that like came back, because in the movie Captain America was like, oh, I saw a pot of whales in the Hudson.
Less boats, cleaner water, or some shit.
Yeah, less boats, cleaner water. They're able to reproduce.
And Black Widow is like, if you're gonna tell me to see the bright side, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she said the F word. Can't believe they gave her the one F bomb in the movie.
Oh,
I really did like. She didn't say shut the fuck up. I really liked Black Widow in this movie though. I'm kind of excited for her solo movie.
Yeah, same. Shame she's dead.
She fell from.
It's probably a prequel. It's probably a prequel.
It is a prequel.
I don't know. I just want to see more characterization of her.
I wish that Thanos had the one fuck when he got stabbed.
That would have ruined the emotion of the scene.
That'd be so funny.
Fucking awful.
Do you know Iron Man? Like literally, like it was last second they chose to add in the "I am Iron Man" line.
Really?
Like that was the last. Apparently, that was the last thing they ever shot because they thought of it in post, and they're like, "Reshoot time, we're adding it."
I'm surprised it wasn't like the fucking first thing, because it's like that to me was like revisiting the first fucking Iron Man.
Yeah, and like it's almost even more poetic though that like it's the last thing they think of to wrap up the last send off to the character. Apparently, in the initial cut, he just smiles and snaps.
That's boring.
Well, it didn't happen, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully. Jeez, there's a parallel universe where that did happen, and the movie got 2% less on Rotten Tomatoes.
I am Iron Man.
Oh
God, so
God.
iconic.
Can we stop talking about fucking Marvel?
No,
Please,
this is my life. This
Okay,
is what
wait,
I
let's
live
talk
and
about my
bleed.
Brandon.
PC. Let's talk about my PC.
Brandon,
Okay,
let's talk about you setting your computer on fire. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't set it on fire. First of all, right? Okay, so basically, let me explain, right? So ever since I was like 14 years old, I've wanted like a really like water cooled, overpowered computer, right? And now I'm in a position where I can get that. So basically, I got all these fucking parts, right? And first thing that doesn't work is after I get everything in is the fucking motherboard. And I was like, okay, maybe it's the power supply, because the PCIe slot was still giving power to the GPU, because the GPU lights would turn red saying, hey, you don't have enough power. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just the fucking power supply. Maybe that's not working, right? So I then was like, okay, I tested it with like, there's like this method where you trick it to think it's plugged in, and it worked, but I'm like, it might just not be supplying enough volts to even warrant turning on with everything plugged in. So it's like, okay, I'll get a new power supply, see if that fixes it. It wasn't the power supply. I'm like, fuck, it's the motherboard. No one wants to replace a goddamn motherboard. It's obnoxious. So I get a new motherboard, and when I get the motherboard, I'm like, great, this motherboard looks cool, it works, we're good. Then, once I get everything back on the computer case, I figure out the Asus logo on the fucking motherboard is blocking my GPU from going all the way into the PCIe slot. So,
What?
I then had to take apart everything once again, and then take out the motherboard, take apart the logo, and I was like, okay, that's fine. It's gonna work now, though. Nope. So then what happens next is I put in the GPU fully into the PCIe slot for like basically the first time, and when I put it in, smoke comes out of the back of the fucking GPU. So I basically had these parts for like almost 2 weeks, like a week and like maybe 5 or 6 days, and I haven't been able to get the fucking rig working because I've been having PC problem after PC problem. I finally have replacement parts for the GPU now, so I'm gonna double check to make sure I put everything in the water block on correctly, so I don't fuck it up. I don't know if I did or not. I can't tell. I have the one that's fucked behind me. I've looked at it. I don't know what the fuck fried on it. It doesn't look fried, but I remember so distinctly smoke coming out of the back, the smell of electricity fire, and just fuck. That was my reaction.
That fuck was so visceral, dude. I could just feel the rage coming through my headphones.
That's exactly what happened when I saw the smoke come out of it, because I was like, I've literally probably spent like fucking 10 hours building this stupid computer, and it still doesn't work. So
I'm so sorry.
And then like on top of that, it's not easy to move either. So I have to move it from a different room because it's way too fucking big to build in here and too messy. And I have to move it here. And I didn't realize the case was this heavy, because I was just like, oh, that's a shipping box. Right, it won't be that fucking heavy. The case is like 80 fucking pounds without the tempered glass panels. So basically, when the whole thing's together, it's like 100 pounds with everything in it, especially with the water cooling loop. So I have like a 100-pound computer. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So you know a mid tower? It's double the size of that, practically.
Jesus Christ,
right. Fucking
dude!
huge.
Just like imagine you plug it in, finally get it working, and then it just fucking shuts down the power in your whole house because the voltage can't take it.
I mean, it's a 1,000 watt power. I mean, my current PC is like about the same. The only
but like really your wall socket just can't take it. It gives up. Your whole wall socket, your whole room just blows up.
A fucking surge protector with like a battery backup surge protector, so we're good. But no, fucking Autumn got back yesterday, and she saw it, and it was literally like half the size of her. It's fucking
Jesus Christ,
it's really big. So yeah, that's my PC story. I'm gonna after cast, I'm gonna replace the GPU water block and hopefully get it to fucking work. I'm pretty sure this is the last thing that's like I'm pretty sure it's gonna work, because the CPU and the RAM and the motherboard.
Yourself, bud.
Well, at this point, if it happens again, I'll just be like, yeah, whatever. It's happened so many times now.
Good luck, man.
But the motherboard reads normal codes for the GPU, the RAM, not the GPU, because the GPU's fucked. The CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, all the codes are normal for all that. It gets to the boot process, but it can't post because there's no fucking video output. So like everything's working, but the GPU. So once that works, you start
saying all those letters, you lose me. But
I should be good. I really hope I'm good, because I really don't want to keep fucking with this computer. I still need to install fans on the top as well. So that's fun. I had to wait for a Corsair link because my case only came with one Corsair link, and the case has 12 fans. Because I'm fucking crazy.
Has 12 fucking fans. I think it's gonna be so loud.
Not necessarily, because I can control all of them, so I can turn them down. Okay. And then also the front radiators. So there's two front radiators. They both hold 8 fans. Or not both. They both hold 4.
Man, that airflow.
Yeah, and then I have 4 exhaust fans to pump air out, and then those are going to be higher clocked than the ones in the front. But the radiators in the front are not, or the fans in the front aren't static pressure, so it's more of a compensation. They're just airflow fans. So yeah, that's my story though. I want to die.
The lesson I'm taking from this is to only get pre-builts and never build a computer. Sounds good.
That's what that sounds like.
I have never fucking had this many PC problems in my goddamn life. My first PC build was a pre-built, right? But I replaced pretty much every part except for the motherboard and CPU in it, right? Every single part is pretty much replaced. Then my current build, which is pretty basic, it's just an AOI water cooler with a GPU and all that shit, didn't have any problems at all. Put everything in and worked. And then the main thing with the motherboard though, I know why the motherboard was fucked on arrival, because I looked into it, and the X399 chipset, which is the Threadripper 2, all the motherboards have barely 3.5 stars. Like all the motherboards have like all the 1 stars are like, it died in arrival, it wasn't here, like it was dead when it got here, all that shit. So like they need to get up their quality control for like that fucking chipset. I mean, I don't blame it at the same time though, because it's such a niche chipset. Like most people don't go out and buy a fucking Threadripper because they're ridiculous. Like who the fuck needs 32 cores in their fucking computer?
You.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just like two reasons why I wanted that many cores. I want to render videos in 30 seconds. And I
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
I-
like that sounds fucking god tier,
And I
dude.
want to render the podcast in an hour to two. Hopefully.
That sounds like a fucking dream. Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, to put it in perspective, my current PC can render. I can render a 10-minute video in about 6 to 7 minutes.
Damn.
And my current rig has a i7 5820K, which is like it's like a 5th generation old processor, but it has 6 cores, and I overclocked it, basically a gigahertz up from its base clock. So.
Not to diverge the podcast like by a country mile.
Can you speak?
No. Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Something happened.
No,
Sitting in
no.
nerd
I
talk.
was just, sometimes it's like you eat food and you're gassy.
Are you laughing because you ate food?
I think he farted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to
That's
timestamp
it.
that, sir?
No, I can't. I don't even remember where it is. Like,
I didn't hear it, so
okay,
I don't hear
it
it
definitely got
either.
picked up on the mic.
I hope it did. I can't wait to listen to that in post.
These will be like, I take big fart.
It wasn't like that bad.
I mean, you're saying the mic picked it up. I mean, like,
I
that's
think
gonna
it
be-
did. I think it did. The mic picks up everything anyway.
All right, let's stop talking about nerdy shit. Let's talk about the Sonic fucking rebrand.
Let's
Super
not talk about
controversial.
nerdy shit. Talk about Sonic.
Oh, fuck off. Anyways, so Sonic has a rebrand coming up because the creators, quote unquote, heard everyone's complaints and were like, I really doubt that's the case, though. I feel like this was just planned.
No,
'Cause,
yeah,
like-
part of me thinks this was all. Yeah, I think that was an artificial.
Because, I
yeah.
feel like they just did the shitty CGI for the trailer, and they're like, yeah, we'll do like the actual movie good. Because like there was outcry about the fucking style since it was leaked like a year ago.
So you think that was a big shit post?
I think it's all publicity stunt because like everyone's memeing it now. Everyone's talking
Yeah,
about
no,
Sonic
movies are doing that now, where they release trailers that are like deliberately not edited correctly, so that way people go, haha, they didn't edit it correctly.
Yeah, and then when the movie comes out, like imagine you have like this stupid ass shitty Sonic in the trailer. The movie comes out and it's this beautiful Sonic that looks great, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, they really listened to the fans. They fixed the movie. This studio's great." Like that's the way they'll see it. So it's such a win situation for them to have this quote unquote problem with the Sonic, and it's like, really, the only way you could have fucked up that Sonic even more would be give it a human nose.
That would have been funny.
I mean, I have a Photoshop. You want to see it?
Sure. Human
Photoshop
nose
of
Sonic.
Sonic with a human nose. Hold up, let me get it. It's in my Curse Sonic folder.
Want to share my Photoshop?
You have a- Oh yeah, you did a video on Curse Sonic.
Yeah, I just did a video. And we made a joke about it on the video. It looked funny.
Jesus Christ.
There's one edit I found unironically cute where they put Pikachu's face on Sonic.
Oh yeah, that one was really good.
Let me see
It
it.
was really
Yeah.
cute. Let me see if I can find it.
Find it.
There's it's fucking like it's cursed. One's like incredibly cute, the other's incredibly cursed.
Incredibly cursed, yes.
Here it is.
Oh, damn. Wow.
That's
Wow.
like too cute for Sonic though, because he's supposed to be cool and edgy.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't look anything like Sonic, but it's like they did Pikachu so perfectly, dude. I'm so excited.
Meanwhile,
to see it.
people were bitching about the way the Pokemon looked like fucking a month or two ago.
Like a month or two ago, I was like, when the first trailer dropped, I was a little iffy, but like I was still like really in for it, and like now I'm just like I've gotten used to it, and I just
Well,
can't wait.
everyone saw Sonic and they're like, "Oh my god, they did so much better."
See, I had constantly, I kept looking back at like the Sonic thing because it was like controversy where like games journalists who don't know how to write were like mad that people had the studio redo Sonic, and I was looking at the way Sonic looked. And I'm like, it's weird, it's different, but like I don't think it would bother me if I saw a movie with him looking like that. You know, like who like I get the memes, but how many like people are actually not going to see the movie because Sonic like has human teeth?
Well, I mean, okay, to me, the fact that he looks so awful is a reason to see the movie. But like, if I got into a theater expecting a classic-looking Sonic and I didn't watch a trailer or anything like that, or didn't see anything about it, and I saw that fucking abomination, I'd be like, "What the fuck were they thinking? This is hideous." That'd be my reaction if I didn't see anything. Because it is genuinely, like, really fucking ugly. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's intentional. Because I don't know how anyone in that, like, animation studio could be like, "This looks good." Because it doesn't.
This is good. This is fine. It's like the
eerie.
dog on
It's
fire.
creepy. It's weird looking. Like, Why would you give a hedgehog human teeth like that?
I definitely agree with you. I do think it's a corporate meme by like producers where they're like, we need to capitalize on the Sonic meme shit. You know, think about all the free publicity they got with Sonic having a quote bad design. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's like fucking talking, and then like if it looked good, like realistically, like let's say it looked like pretty decent, right? If it wasn't phenomenal, if it was just decent, like people wouldn't be talking about it like they're talking about it now. If it's just decent. Like, it'd have to be phenomenal for people to be like, wow, you know? But if it's bad, that's an easy way. Because it's really easy to make something look bad. It's harder to make it look really good. So if you make something look awful, and you compare yourself in like a month or so when the movie fucking comes out, like, I know it's farther than a month, but like, let's say that. If you compare yourself when the movie comes out, it's like, wow, we did a really great job. You know, that kind of bullshit.
It's...
Maybe.
I'm really conflicted about it because it's just like... I don't know. I guess I'm just not bothered by it, but I don't know if that's just me being exposed to it so constantly. You know,
he just looks fucking weird. Like he just
the teeth really just do throw me off. Like now that I've had time to look at it more, I'm used to it. But like my first reaction on seeing it was like, what?
The teeth, the eyes, the fur, like
it's like all the proportions are off. Like, it's just, he shouldn't have muscles. I don't know.
And, like, as well in the trailer, like, Diesel, I think you said it. In the trailer, there's, like, scenes where he looks like he's fucking 6 foot tall, and then, like, others, there's, like 3.
Yeah. That I think that's a positional issue that's not an issue in post. That's an issue on set where they just set up the camera in a bad way, and it ends up, like, you know, like, you don't have a choice if you're the animator. You have to put it in a certain spot.
I think the biggest issue with it was that they tried, like, they're towing the uncanny valley line too much. Like, it's too close to being a human that, like, your brain's like, that's a person, but it's not, so it makes you feel weird. Whereas if they stylized it more, it's far enough from looking human that your brain isn't going to go all retard on you.
Yeah. If he was more cartoony, it'd be less of a problem. But like, I don't know why. Like they made his eyes super small. Like compared to the actual fucking Sonic. Like,
so if Sonic kind of falls in the uncanny valley because he looks too human, right? I think there are some Pokemon in the Detective Pikachu trailers that definitely kind of toe that uncanny valley-esque like line.
Are they the main character?
I mean, it doesn't matter if it looks creepy. Like you're gonna be like, "Ew, what the fuck is that?"
There's a big difference between someone who's on the screen 24/7 and someone who's on the screen for 2 minutes.
I mean, of course, but it doesn't. Like, you can't say it doesn't hamper your experience either way. You know, I mean, part of me is just trying to give a devil's advocate here too.
I think it depends on the Pokemon because, like, something like Mr. Mime, like. The concept of Mr. Mime is genuinely creepy if you look at his Pokédex entries. So I think that unsettling feeling works for some Pokemon, and obviously not all of them. But like with Pikachu, who's going to be on screen the most, presumably, is like he looks fucking great, right?
Pikachu's not on the screen the most. I don't know who the fuck or what will.
Like Psyduck looks good as well, which is supposedly like the girl's partner Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between main characters and like side characters looking too human.
Yeah, especially, screen time is really important, but it's like when your main character looks like Sonic does, where it toes the line that badly, that's when it's an issue.
Also, if they were going to end up keeping the Sonic design, I would have taken that Twitter account. I would have done such great marketing with that. Like, why didn't they just play into the memes? You know,
they really should have.
They really should have. They missed a golden opportunity. The problem
is playing into the memes as a company.
Yeah, but the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account also does that.
Like the actual Sonic. I didn't look at the Sonic Hedgehog account at all, so they might have been playing into those memes. I just didn't see it.
I mean, like, let's say the movie company did. You'd be teetering on the edge of killing that fucking meme that you work so hard to create, or like that you're so happy exists. Because, like, you know, when a company gets involved with their own memes, if they don't do it perfectly, they kill it. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and that's why you have to have like a good marketing team. You know, to do it. And there are good ones, but then there are also the ones that work for Sony that are bad.
People for marketing teams, not fucking 40-year-old with degrees.
Have you guys seen the Sony emails?
No.
From like the Amazing Spider-Man days?
No.
They were like, it was like, oh, you know, dubstep's really in right now. Maybe there's some way Spidey can get into that. Also, I hear that young people are doing things that are like NBD or a hashtag humblebrag when they do something like a Tough Mudder. And it's just
this is when like they got hacked like for like the interview shit, right?
Yeah. And just like the emails were like some boomer telling an executive at Sony what young people like, and then that executive sent it to her boss, who's the head of the company.
realistically, the marketing teams at this point, with social media moving so fast, degrees are fucking useless now. Because if you get a degree, by the time you get that degree, the information you got is probably pretty fucking useless. So
at least in like digital
digital marketing,
industry.
I mean,
like some industries, like there's like basics.
The psychology with marketing and shit like that never changes, so that part of the degree is still pretty useful. But like, if I were to if I had a company like Sony, for example, and I was doing marketing, I would like try to cycle out employees for marketing like once every 10 years or something, or like at least make sure they're up to date. Because because if you have the same guy for 40 years, he's a boomer. You take
the marketing experience of someone who's older and apply that to the trendy know-how of like someone younger, but you can't rely on just like older people.
Yeah, or like fucking pair them up. So it's like you have like the younger guy who knows about the lingo and like what's popular and all that shit. You have the older.
We're saying lingo and trendy. I feel old.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking, this is how companies refer to it. We're fine. Like you have the younger person who knows the trends and everything like that, and then you have the older guy who's like, okay, I know how the psychology works with this kind of shit. So like, let's make this campaign together.
Yeah,
like
it's like perfect. essentially, marketing teams should be buddy cop films. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you just can't.
No,
you can't have some fucking geezer being.
I know.
Like,
I know. If you take,
hip.
if you at least with my college, I know when you take marketing courses. It's like that where it focuses more on the principles of it, not like how it is now.
That's good.
But like, for example, even still, a lot of that stuff is going to be old. So like, I have to do a television studies course. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Like, my professor is literally an expert in television. That's not going to exist in 10 years. There's no way it will.
I mean, television executives also like. They don't like ever take risks with stuff, and that's like one of the big I was thinking about this earlier because like they were talking, I think it was on Joe Rogan actually, so I got sent a clip about James Charles, and it was like they're just talking about it, and they're like, yeah, TV executives would never like agree to have like a makeup show with James Charles ever, and like it's totally true. If it was before his channel blew up, they would be like, what the fuck, no one's gonna watch that shit.
They still wouldn't, because I think a general audience is like put off by a guy wearing makeup. They shouldn't, but they are. There's no way they aren't.
I can see that, but like with the whole thing as well, but like with YouTube, for example, one of the big like strengths that YouTube has is you can fucking take risks with content and not have it do good and not be in fear of your fucking entire shit being canceled. Like some people have that fear, and like in some situations it is justified, but for the most part, if you get a bad video, like a bad upload, your channel's not gonna die. Like you'll be fine most likely next upload unless something drastic happened. But like you can experiment, right? And on TV, you can't really experiment to see what people want.
Yeah, like you can't, like you can't, like
you stick to what you know works, which keeps you in a box.
Yeah, like you can't incrementally change on TV like you can on YouTube.
Yeah, no,
Jimmy
that's
Fallon's
for sure.
Been doing the same shit for years.
Honestly, like on TV, that's probably the closest you can get to incrementally changing, like that in an SNL where it's like a live show.
I mean,
that's like recorded separately.
They've changed, but I don't think it's been positive from what I've
but it's like it's the only thing comparable to YouTube where like you can change the format on short notice.
Yeah, the writers end up being in control of that, and it's really like every 10 years, writers like move out to different things, you know, because you start there, you're a young comedy writer, and then you move on and you do your special with Comedy Central, and you know your career is picking up now, you know. But
yeah.
I'm trying to think of examples of like television incrementally changing, but like you need to screen stuff before it goes public, you know? So you need to have a test audience beforehand. It's a lot more like work you have to put in. So it's better to stick with what you know.
But with YouTube, the test audience is the public.
Yeah. And there's also less regulations with the internet than there are with television.
Close.
Well, I'm talking about FCC regulations.
Oh, yeah. There was a clip of, like the fucking Creator Insider channel?
Yeah.
The most recent video, the guy who usually does everything was just like, what the fuck? Like, he didn't cut it out.
Really? Really?
Yeah. He like looked at his notepad and he was just like, what the fuck does that say? It was like really quiet too. It was fucking hilarious.
They should be allowed to swear, but I mean, like, they shouldn't make it a habit.
I mean, I just thought it was ironic because it's like YouTube cracks down on swearing a lot of the time, and it's like then you just have an employee casually using a conversation, just proving that that's what people do. People curse. People say the F word. You know, people say shit. Oh my god, like people curse. It's just normal. Like it's a normal fucking thing.
Yeah, no, I hear friends talking about it, like doing it in work environments pretty often. like professional.
It's normal to do in a professional. I think it depends on the environment.
I feel like it's getting more normalized too.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Especially like on TV, you can't say fuck, but on YouTube, you get a few fucks before you lose your ads.
I mean, it also depends on, like, for example, it depends on, like, if, let's say you're in a professional work environment, it depends on your boss, really. Like, if your boss is like, yeah, I don't give a shit, like, fucking go for it, like, then it's like, yeah, you can fucking say fuck. But if your boss is like, no swearing, I am Karen, and then it's like, oh, okay. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah. And then you mutter under her, like, under your breath, what a fucking bitch, you know? That's how it goes.
Damn, just found out about racism. That shit sucks, man.
I've seen that meme so many fucking times.
Just found out about racism.
I
Damn,
saw
shit
one where it
sucks.
was like a bunch of 12-year-old boys, and they were all like, me and the homies looking down on racism. That's just bad.
I saw that one that Carson did. He's like, just broke into a house. It's my house. He's
So,
looking down on racism.
I want to talk about the Met Gala before we end the podcast.
Kanye
Yeah.
went in hoodie.
So if y'all don't know what the Met Gala is, it's essentially like a fashion convention. Is that the right
No,
word?
it is not a fashion convention.
Not a convention, but it's like
Yeah,
it's like a fundraising event for the fucking company behind it.
Okay, so I got the Wikipedia page right here. The Met Gala is formerly called the Costume Institute Gala, known as the Met Ball. Is an annual fundraising gala for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art Costume Institute in New York City. Okay, that's a very specific thing, and imagine how much money it makes.
A bunch, like, apparently, like, it costs a fuck ton to actually go there. Like, I think I saw your tweet about it.
Yeah, $30,000 and about $5,000 for your outfit.
Kanye paid 30
Nice.
fucking K to wear a hoodie.
He's probably wearing his own stuff.
No, he was wearing a hoodie.
Really?
I think it was just a Dickies hoodie.
No, he was in like a tracksuit.
No, he wasn't in a tracksuit.
Oh, God, this
Yeah,
is the first time I've ever paid attention to fashion.
He legit just rolled up in a fucking hoodie. Like,
By the way,
like,
if you ever go
As
to
a piece of clothing myself, I like to keep up with stuff.
no, okay, correction. It wasn't a hoodie. It was a Dickies jacket. I'm not joking. You see the
it's a
logo?
Dickies jacket.
I remember the reasoning behind it was actually really sweet because like apparently like at Kanye, like at Kim Kardashian's first Met Gala, she was like essentially just Kanye's plus one, and for this one, Kanye said, "I'll be your plus one. You get to take front stage this time. This is for you." Like it was actually really sweet.
That's real sweet.
His reasoning behind it, because like
Explanation.
So if you guys ever go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which is a really cool museum in New York City, they usually have like a big fashion section. When I went there, they had like a nun and priest themed fashion thing going on. But that's where the money goes, basically.
I'm only
Long story
interested in
short.
the sex museum.
Sex museum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that. You missed.
oh
out.
yeah, shit, fuck. Yeah, no. Next time you go to New York, we should take him. Or if I'm there, of course.
Sex museum.
It'll be a good. It'll be a good trip. Look at penises together.
Quite
Hell
much so.
yeah. All right, thanks for watching this episode of the Loudmouse Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at loudmouse_. Be sure to subscribe to our individual channels, and which should be linked in the description below. We are available on other platforms as well, like SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. And we'll see you guys next time.